This administration is shutting down coal-fired power plants here in the U.S. And I've got to thank the senator from West Virginia, Senator Capito, the other senator from West Virginia, Senator Manchin. We had Senator Heitkamp here. We've had Democrats and Republicans today in this colloquy talking about what's going on with coal-fired plants and the clean power plan of this administration. Here's what's happening. It's killing good-paying jobs for union workers, for pipe fitters, for boilermakers, and tribal members in my state with these so-called clean power plan regulations. At the same time, it's stifling investment that could lead to innovation to make coal cleaner here in the U.S. As I travel across Montana, I've heard Montanans describe the EPA as a rancher one time told me it stands for Eliminate Production Agriculture. A union member recently told me it stands for the Employment Prevention Agency. And President Obama and his Employment Prevention Agency continues to wage war on the American energy, on American families, and American jobs. This so-called clean power plan is an all-out frontal assault on affordable energy and good-paying union as well as tribal jobs. And this will leave President Obama directly responsible for skyrocketing energy bills, a loss of tax revenues for our schools and our teachers and our roads, and unemployment of thousands of hardworking Americans. The president ignores the fact that more than half of Montana's electricity comes from coal, as do thousands of jobs and $120 million of tax revenue every year. In fact, 40% of our nation's energy comes from coal. When a young person plugs in their iPhone or their smartphone into the wall and charges it up, most likely it's being charged by coal. In my hometown of Bozeman, we now have a Tesla charging station at one of our hotels. Now, Elon Musk and Tesla have done an amazing job with innovation, creating electric vehicles. But when they plug those Tesla vehicles into those chargers, those Tesla vehicles in Montana are likely powered by coal. The facts are that coal production in the U.S. is much safer and less carbon intensive than coal from other nations. As been mentioned here today, this is a global challenge we must think about and address. The Powder River Basin in southeast Montana has coal that is among the cleanest in the world. It's got lower sulfur content and cleaner than Indonesian coal. Shutting down U.S. coal will have a negligible impact on global coal demand and global emissions. It will, however, ultimately make more likely that less technologically advanced coal production techniques will be used around the world. Here's the way to think about it. The U.S. consumes about 10% of the world's coal. Said another way, 90% of the coal consumption in the world occurs outside the U.S. And the global demand for coal-fired energy will not disappear even if the U.S. were to shut down every last coal mine and every last coal-fired plant. And again, individuals are entitled to their own opinions, but not to their own facts. Here are the facts. Coal use around the world has grown about 4 times faster than renewables. 1,200 coal plants are planned across 59 countries. About 3/4 of those will be in China and India. China consumes 4 billion tons of coal per year versus the U.S. at 1 billion tons. And China is building a new coal-fired plant every 10 days, and that's projected to last for the next 10 years. Japan. I used to have an office in Tokyo. My degree was in chemical engineering. I was part of a software company, offices around the world. I remember the big earthquake that struck Japan, the 9.0 quake. The Fukushima nuclear reactors were disabled. How is Japan dealing with that? They're building 43 coal-fired power plants. And by 2020, India may have built 2.5 times as much more coal capacity as the U.S. is about to use. So it's short-sighted, it's misguided to move forward on an agenda that's going to devastate significant parts of our economy. It's going to raise energy prices and destroy union jobs and tribal jobs. And we're seeing that already in Montana. Earlier this month, in the month of October, a customer of the Crow tribe The Sherco coal plant in Minnesota announced it needs to shut down 2 units. This cuts off a significant portion of the customer base for Crow coal. Because the Crow tribe relies on coal-fired Midwest utilities for most of its non-federal revenue and for good-paying tribal jobs at the Upsalaga mine. The unemployment rate on the Crow reservation today is in the high 40%. Without these coal mining jobs, that unemployment rate will go to 80 to 85%. Ironically, some of the first impacted by the Obama administration's new regulations are those who can least afford it. You've heard that from senators on both sides of the aisle here today. And under the final rule, the coal strip power plant in Montana will likely be shuttered, putting thousands of jobs at risk. We must take action. We need to stop these senseless rules. This past weekend, I joined Montana Attorney General Tim Fox in Helena to announce that Montana, along with 23 states, has filed a lawsuit against the federal government because of Obama's recent decision. There are currently 26 states, the majority of the states in this United States, through 3 different lawsuits, have requested an initial stay on the rule. As Leader McConnell mentioned, in 2010, a Democratic-controlled Congress could not pass these regulations. The People's House stopped them. But now President Obama and the EPA are moving forward without the people's consent. I am thankful to partner with a bipartisan group of my colleagues, Leader McConnell, Senator Capito, Senator Inhofe, Senator Manchin, Senator Heitkamp, in speaking out and working to stop this harmful rule. I'm proud to stand here to join them as a co-sponsor of 2 bipartisan resolutions of disapproval under the Congressional Review Act that would stop the EPA from imposing these anti-coal regulations. Coal keeps the lights on. It charges our iPhones, and it can continue to power the world for decades to come. So rather than dismissing this reality, the United States should be on the cutting edge of technological advances in energy development. We should be leading the way in promoting the use of clean, affordable American energy. America can, and it should power the world. We can only do it if the Obama administration steps back from these out-of-touch regulations and allows American innovation to thrive once again. To sum it up, we need more innovation, not more regulations. Thank you, and I yield back my time.